to another episode of the Electric Norwegian. I'm Mats. This is going to be another episode for something that's not electric, but I might mention electric things in here as well. This is a Porsche Boxster, 1997. Some of you might spot this. It's a US import from somewhere in America land. 2.7 liter base model. So yeah, only you think, oh my god, I thought you were an electric channel and you just talked about old cars lately. Well, yeah, I'm trying to find a car to run on the side, and the Ford's for sale. It's gonna be soon. I don't need two open top cars. Jag, I love it, but I don't use it as much, so. But I have my Tesla. I love my Tesla. It's a driver's car, isn't it? It's a sports saloon, the Tesla Model 3. That's what I keep saying. And it is a sports saloon, but compared to this, a 25-year-old Roadster, two-seater. The Tesla doesn't seem so sporty. Granted, it has a hyperactive steering reminiscent of the Alfa Romeo 156, and probably also of modern Ferraris. I haven't driven them, I don't know. But this, the chassis, the competence in the chassis of this car and the whole package. This is on stiffer lowered springs, adjustable springs and dampers. So it's not original in that setup, but still. 2.5 liters, 204 horses only, so it's not a powerful car at all. Let's take the roof down, shall we? That's... oh. All electric, so that's nice. Well, basic sport seats, some stuff back here. Needs to be cleaned out. Really, the previous owner wasn't all that good in doing that before someone sold it for him. Storage, ashtray, which doesn't really close properly, so you have to take it out to close it. A bit of a faff. Oh, see what I mean? A bit of a faff, really. Anyway, as you can see, the interior quality here isn't necessarily of the highest order, like this. And you might think, well, this is a Porsche. It's the absolute best German sports car known to mankind, and it is. But in the 0911 I had, this were covered by leather and they were comfortable, and this is just plastics. But they're covered inside though. These cars have Porsche. This, from here and forwards, it's all 911, so it shares everything with the old 996 generation 911. Someone installed a screen. It's a fair enough screen. You can hook your phone up here and get CarPlay and all sorts. The buttons are sort of piano black, and yeah, but this is on a stiffer setup than original. It's a 25-year-old car. It's done 163,000 kilometers. There's not much noise from the interior. I mean, we always speak of the Teslas making noises and the plastics. This doesn't. And that's so, even if it's built with terrible quality because Porsche had to make money and they had to build everything down to a price to make profit, they still put it properly together, which is nice. and it's lower, so you need to have some good knees to get in and out of this thing. You have a trunk, water, oil, dipstick, and pretty big frunk actually, or really nice, I must say. I've checked all of the drainage holes. There's 2 in front here and 2 below the there's also 2 drainage holes here. All the water coming from the roof, it goes down there and then ends up in 2 holes on each side. They're all clear and nice. This is where the engine lives. It's a flat 6, so it's pretty compact after all. Now this car, when it came out, everybody hated it. They said the front could be the back, and that the fire lights that also appeared on the 911 a year later was made boring and looked. So everybody a few years later updated their cars and removed those headlights, those front lights, the amber turning signals. But now, all these years later, together with this beautiful arena red color, I must say it looks fantastic. It's not a beautiful car, but it has classic lines to it, and it stuck up quite well. It looks better than certain other cars. That's 25 years old. Before you drive off, the most wonderful, clearest, easiest to read instruments you can imagine. Well, maybe not the speed though. That's in miles, by the way, so that's not correct after all. This is correct though, and this isn't, and it has no chip computer. It came with it, but it doesn't have one. What it does have is cruise control, which is okay. Although there's a lot of other buttons missing, so it really is the cheap model, I guess. But you sit here, you sit down low in the car. I mean, this is the height of the window, and with the roof up, I have plenty of space inside the car, unlike in the Ford, which was a bit cramped. This is a lot better, and well, it got some heat in it now, so clutch is okay. It doesn't it's a bit harder than the other clutch, but not as bad as one might think. The whole thing is very easy to drive, and the whole balance of the thing is just so sweet, really. It's only this rubber of an unknown brand I never heard of, but it sticks up quite well so far. Even on the stock exhaust, some people say, oh, it's too quiet, but this is kind of, I think it's okay because it's not too noisy, and it starts to come on song, and it really does sing when you want it to. That's what I want in a roadster sports car. This is a proper sports car. It makes the Tesla feel like a boat by comparison. Yes, it has more power, and yes, the S's I recently drove, it's a lot quicker, but this is an experience, and that's what you want from your sports car. I mean, if I want something that just goes very, very quickly from 0 to 60 or whatever, I can buy an old S That does that faster than anything else anyway, so why care, you know? And it doesn't use an arm and a leg in petrol. Petrol is now, when I picked this up the other day, petrol was costing 2.6 euros a litre, roughly translated from Norwegian, which is preposterous amount of money. I mean, I fueled up for around 45 euros, and I got like or dollars, and I got like 20 liters, which is just pathetic. Sound system is okay, but it's an open car. You don't need a Burmeister Super 5000 sound system in any way. And besides, it brings its own music, so it's sort of irrelevant. If you wanted to sing for you, it does sing for you. And now, for instance, we're just trundling along in 5th gear. It sips petrol, relatively speaking. Unlike the Jag, this thing can be modest on the fuel consumption. The Jag can't. It's just impossible, which is a bit frustrating, because the Jag is a fantastically comfortable place to be, and it's competent when they begin to push it. The gearbox in this car is just fabulous, by the way. I said the gearbox in the Ford was good, and it is, but it's a different instance in how things, you know, it's probably, I'm sure there's better boxes out there, but yeah. And it does remind me that this is a proper sports car, and it's been a while since I drove one. The seats, they're not the most supportive seats in the entire world, but once you get into them, and when I picked the car up, I thought, oh my god, they're too narrow. The little side support thingies they eat into my back and my side, and it's just And then I've spent some time here. The other day I was out 7 hours in this thing, mucking about with some friends and stuff. And they really are comfortable. This, even on this unknown Nordex crap tires, the balance, the handling, the feedback. I talk a lot about driver feedback on this channel, on everything. And okay, the steering isn't the most. It's not the old hydraulic rack, and it's not the quickest, and you got to go off center for something to happen. But it's just so accurate. Around in 5th gear, you know, and it sips on fuel, and you have a nice Sunday driving. Or you do this, and just devours the corners. Tool, even as it is, you can just throw it into a corner with abandon, and yes, you have to be careful with your inputs, but my word, it just it's so competent, this chassis and this mid-engine balance, and it just And that's flat 6. It just eggs you on. It wants to be driven hard and fast. And some might say, oh, but that's not quick. No, granted, but it's a full-on experience. You're working the gearbox. You're having the rasp and the howl of the flat 6 behind you. And it's a full-on kind of thing. That's what I want. I don't really care about 500 horses and auto 16, whatever. It's, yeah, okay, it's fun. I know it's fun because, yeah, that, you know, so you get addicted to power. I get that. But this is an experience, and it's the competence of the thing. It's the chassis. It's the sound of the engine. It's the gearbox. It's the relative comfort of it, even on this kind of setup. So it can be a cruiser, or it can be a sports car. It's a true sports car. This, even with the smallest engine. And now we're just in 5th gear, and you know, we're just letting the engine do its job. And the steering. Oh my God, this. I have to stop calling the Model 3 a sports car because it really isn't. Can't hold a candle to the thing, and it just, you have a constant stream of information coming back to you. So you know what the car is doing underneath, you know the grip levels, and it works with the road, not against it. This is just fabulous, and it's one of the cheapest things you can get your hands on now. It's about 16,000 euros. That's what I paid for this. It's worth every single penny of it. And unlike the MX-5, I actually fit. Because I don't fit in an MX-5, that's for certain. Skips and hops around a little bit here. I think he stops here. The birds are chirping. I have a few raindrops on the windshield, so well, I knew the Porsche would be good. I've owned one once a long time ago, and even if this is now an old car, it's a registered Porsche Classic under the service program, so it gives some added benefits. They're trying to get parts available, you know, and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg to run either. Yes, things will break. It's an old car. Yes, you need to service it, but to service this isn't really as expensive as you might think, actually. It's sort of holed up now for 25 years, and the plastic in here looks like to be decent quality after all, even though it looks cheap and it feels terrible. And then your handbrakes, this is someone's eaten on it and it's chipped, and just replace that over time. Porsche can actually sell you one of these screens now through the old Boxsters and the Caymans and the 911s. It costs 2,000 euros, but they can. See, it's like I said, they look a bit drab, but they really are very nice indeed. And you have a long, if you have long legs, you sort of have your full-on support thing. The only thing is, it can be more sculpted, but get a replacement set of seats if you need one, after all. I paid around 16,000 euros for this. And they've reached the bottom now, price-wise, the Boxsters, so they're on their way up. Don't buy a car as an investment, just buy a car, enjoy it, take care of it, respect it, and, you know, yeah, maybe you make some money on it, maybe you don't. That's fine, that's life. This is a weekend runabout. And like I said, it can be a cruiser or it can be a sports car. Unlike the MX-5, I actually fit in this. And I sit nice, and I can see out. I mean, straight out. I don't have the window and right straight to my eyesight. And even the kind of this. It's on my nose now. So if you want a weekend racer, not a racer, but just something for the enjoyment of driving, consider one of those. But be quick before the prices go up too much. In 5 years' time, and this are in a red color. That's why I bought the car. I didn't buy it on condition, I bought it on the color. Because I saw it and I knew that color is not a normal color. And that price is not too bad. And I was thinking, get it now. In 5 years' time, you'll cry and regret, and you'll think, why didn't I buy that thing when I could? So I did, and I don't regret it. And I have to sell a few cars now, because I have too many. I was supposed to have one, and now I have a small collection of cars. And does that mean the future isn't electric? Of course not. The future is electric. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what petrolheads say either. You can run your Zoes and your Leafs and your Teslas and your BYDs. And for those of you who like driving and like the sensation of a car, whatever that is, I'm not saying electric cars isn't fun, they are. Get a classic car. You know, take care of it, and it will take care of you. Anyway, that's I think that's enough rambling for now. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and a like, and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.